I left home and went off to college. I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to do. I had grown up in a livestock auction business, and my dad had the local sale livestock auction in Lenox. I was pretty certain that I didn't want to be an order buyer or in the livestock auction. I had worked there long enough and was wanting to open my mind up and see what else was there. Well, it didn't take very long, first year of college, to realize that's exactly what my love was the livestock industry, the cattle business. My wife and I grew up about 30 miles east of here at Lenox, Iowa. We ended up getting married while we were juniors in college, and we were dreaming of moving back to Iowa and building our own feed yard, and that's what we did. In 2002, got the first feed yard built. 2004, we built a second one across the road, and we took advantage of the ethanol boom and started New Balance Commodities, and that kind of put our feet under us in a different way and put another leg on the table to keep us solid, and used both companies to grow to where we are today. New Balance Commodities procures all of our feed for our cattle operation, and what we do for BQA is everybody here has been through the training. We make sure we keep up with that, of course. We have our local veterinarian, Scott Shuey, Southern Hills Vet Clinic. They work with us, and we keep the protocol in place. We also use Dr. Knopfsinger and Kip Lucas Savage, and they come in and work with our people on cattle handling. BQA to us means both of those things. It's how you handle your cattle, what you do to care for your cattle, giving injections and deworming and doing those things, and how you handle them in the chute. We have all open yards, open pens. We try to run about 400 square foot per animal. We make sure that we have lots of room. We use mounds in every pen so the cattle can get up on the mounds when it's maybe in the muddy time of the year so they can stay dry and clean. We also use those mounds for wind breaks. We try to make them big enough that they can actually have a place to get behind them depending on which way the wind's coming out of. Now, on incoming calves in the fall, when the ground starts getting cool, and even if it's dry, we actually bed our calves for the first 21 to 28 days just to keep the dust out of our cattle and make sure that they have a warm place to lie so all their body temperature isn't getting soaked up by the ground. We found that actually pays us back pretty good dividends. Before we turn cattle into a pen, on new incoming cattle, we make sure that the hay's in the bunk, so when the cattle get turned in there, they know exactly where they need to go, so they're not standing around wondering what just happened. They know exactly where they need to go to eat, get water, everything's done, and that's prepared like a home, like a motel room would be. You don't rent a motel room and they come up and clean the room while you're already in it. We try to clean it before they get in there and make sure that everything's in place so they have as much comfort as possible. We start our day with reading bunks. We use a software program, a bunk reader, and every pen that we have is in order. So we draw the bunk lines in the same order every morning and score our bunks, rating them 0 to 5 based on how much feed is in the bunk. We rate the bunk, and then we look at everything's trended out. There's about 30 days worth of data out here, so we know where we've been so we can get the appropriate amount of feed in the bunk. We feed 3 times a day, but we only read bunks once a day. And that's all charted, so we have all that pen information with us as we drive down the bunk line, and we can make that determination, trying to get the exact right amount of feed in those cattle so they're not overeating or not undereating. Reading bunks is probably the most important job in the entire feed lot. Having the right amount of feed in the cattle prevents sickness, it prevents acidosis, it prevents digestive upset. It's kind of the foundation of making sure that those cattle are healthy. BQA means to me and our crew, my wife, my family, everybody here, it's how everything is done on the entire operation. We want to be good stewards of the land. We want to make sure that our neighbors view us as being somebody beneficial to the community. That's kind of our standard form of measure, is we should be able to give a surprise tour at any given point through this place. Last year we've got the BQA Award for the state level. It was a great honor. We got nominated by some local folks, and it's pretty big honor for everybody that works here, knowing that what they do every day makes a difference, and people are noticing that we are trying to be pioneers and leaders in the industry. We couldn't be doing anything that we're doing today without the dedication of not only everybody that's working here, but also the support group in the area. I just want to thank the people that nominated us for this honor of getting the BQA Award nationally. It's something that everybody here really appreciates and takes a lot of pride in. It's something that my family has worked really hard at for a lot of years to get where we're at.
It's an honor to receive this BQA Feedyard Award.